They knew that there was a faction within the group that wanted to kill all of them for being loyal to Sammy at one time, including Sammy's family. I wouldn't let it happen. There's another cooperator named Mikey Scars Leonardo. He knew all the particulars. In fact, I was using Michael to drive them into the city. They trusted Michael. I says, Michael, they got my word, safe passage.
What's going on, folks? JJ here. Holy shit. It's hit the fan. What am I talking about? Before I get into that, if you're new to the channel, you've been here before, and you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please go right down below, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so when I do drop a video, you will be notified. Like I said, let's get into it. John Jr. does an interview with Patrick Bet-David. Now, according to Patrick Bet-David, he has been trying to get this interview for about 7 years. So finally, it's come together. But they went over the history of the Gambino family, his father, so on and so on. But what's this video really about? Well, John Gotti Jr. validates Michael DeLeonardo's stance on Sammy the Bull Gravano. I'm going to play you a few little clips from it, but the section from that video, from that interview, will be right down below in the description box. So you can click on it and see it for yourself. I'll also leave a link to the whole interview if you haven't saw it yet, and so you don't have to go looking for it. Let's get into it. Remember what Michael DeLeonardo has said about saving Sammy's family? That John Jr. was the one who really pushed for it. Remember when Michael DeLeonardo said, hey, everybody wanted to take out the crew, but John Jr. kept it from happening? Sammy's old crew? Well, here's a clip from that.
They knew that there was a faction within the group that wanted to kill all of them for being loyal to Sammy at one time, including Sammy's family. I wouldn't let it happen. There's another cooperator named Mikey Scars Leonardo. He knew all the particulars. In fact, I was using Michael to drive them into the city. They trusted Michael. I says, Michael, they got my word, safe passage.
Okay, now, remember what Sammy the Bull Gravano said about the slaying of Alan Kaiser. Here's what John says about the whole thing.
And he talks about the rift between Sammy Gravano and Louis Melito. And the rift happened because Louis Melito, who was a tough guy, a stand-up guy and a real tough guy in his own right. And Sammy had a problem. Apparently, he had a problem what he thought was some bikers. They roughed him up or whatever. He went and got Louis and came back. And both had guns on them. Sammy says, that's one of them right there. They rolled up on the kid. Sammy rolled down the window and shot the kid in the head. He always said that Louis Melito did it. Louis Melito never forgave him for putting him in that position.
As you can see, two different stories. Now, in this next clip, he's going to talk about Nicky Scabetta. That was Sammy the Bull's wife's brother, his brother-in-law. Here's what he had to say about that.
Take his brother-in-law, ex-brother-in-law, Nick Scabetta. He talks about how Paul authorized him to kill Nick Scabetta. If Paul knew who Nick Scabetta was, excuse my crassness, am I allowed to curse?
Sure.
Whatever's not nailed down in this room, you could shove up my ass. How's that sound? If Paul had any idea who a guy named Nick Scabetta was. He was a civilian. From what Mikey Scars told me, he told me they went to school together. He said he was a happy-go-lucky kid, riding his bicycle in the area. Yeah, he had some problems like everybody else, like a lot of other people did at that time. But he didn't warrant to be killed. He got killed because he knew some deep, dark secrets maybe about Gravano.
Michael DeLeonardo seemed to think that it was another slaying or another hit that Louis may have started being a little bit different towards Sammy the Bull before Sammy had him taken out. according to John Jr., it was the actual slaying of Alan Kaiser.
But Louis Melito never let Sammy live that down, that he was put in that position and an innocent 16-year-old kid was shot in the head and killed. He never let him live that down. And Sammy at some point conspired, because Louis would slap Sammy. Louis was a tough guy and Sammy wasn't. And at some point, they had it came to a point, and Sammy went to the chief and basically made up a story that this guy's, was loyal to Paul or whatever. It was a cockamamie story, okay? It's probably above my pay grade. But ultimately, in the end, he conspired and got Louis Melito killed.
That kind of started the downward spiral of their friendship, and then which eventually Sammy would have Louis taken out. He would go to John and pester him. As you can hear John state it in the Ravenite tapes, that Sammy was pestering him for quite a while to take Louis out. Now, Michael D. Leonardo states that there was a big argument that happened between him and Sammy right before Sammy had Louis clipped. There you have it, folks. John Jr. just validated Michael D. Leonardo. Folks, if you like this video, take a moment of your time, go right down below, click that like button, leave a comment on what you think about the whole situation. Did Michael D. Leonardo get validated by John Gotti Jr.? Let me know your thoughts. Anyway, I'm fixing to head on out. I hope everybody's blessed. Like I said, I've got something kind of big coming for this channel here pretty soon. I'm just working on the background stuff of it. I've got to get with this person later on this week maybe and start working things out, my work schedule and everything else. So be on the lookout. It's going to be a shocker, folks, but I will drop some hints beforehand once we get everything kind of worked out. All right. Like I said, everybody stay blessed. And remember, when it comes to doing the right thing, helping others out, making this world a better place, try it. I promise you, it does work. God bless. Bye-bye.